Welcome to Supernatural Stories. Today, this is the 55th episode of Supernatural Stories, and this will be the compilation of the top 4 ghost stories from this episode, which is the food delivery rider ghost stories. So, there is the stories from Sembawang, from Boon Lay, from Kranji, and from Pasir Ris. So, I'm back. It's been 2 months since the last video has been posted, and let's go with the first ghost story, the Pontianak food delivery rider ghost story at Sembawang. Let's go. For today, we have a story from a food delivery rider. The food delivery rider in this story sends his order to somewhere in Sembawang. So, let's start this story. This story happened to me a few months ago working as a food delivery rider. And the place I am talking about is Ottawa Road, located in Sembawang. So Ottawa Road is surrounded by old colonial houses, the black and white houses in Sembawang. So the story starts here. I was riding late at night, sending orders, and I was passing by the Yishun industrial area when suddenly my phone rang. I know that sound because that's the sound of an order coming into my phone. I unlocked my phone happily and seeing the collection area. I said happily because the collection and the destination which I'm sending is not that far away. So the place I am supposed to collect is an Indian shop located on Sembawang Road, and it's sending to Ottawa Road. The distance is roughly less than 2 kilometers. So I rode towards the shop and waited for my order. After 15 to 20 minutes, I picked up my food and started the journey to Ottawa Road. As I ride up the hill, trying to see the exact locations, because this is my first time sending to this place called Ottawa Road, I look at the map again and look at the street, trying to find the building, when suddenly I found the building over there. It's an old building, kind of like a barracks. I hopped off my bicycle, quickly walked into the building, and sent the food to the customer and get out of the apartment. When I got on my bike, I rode down the slope slowly, and while riding down, I suddenly stopped and looked around. Because the place is very quiet and very dark, I thought I felt something or saw something, but there was nothing, and I tried not to think much, so I continued my journey down the hill, slowly rolling down the hill and not pedaling. I suddenly smell the scent of bunga cempaka, or the frangipani flower. Then seconds later, I can hear sounds of a lady laughing, sounding like a Pontianak. After hearing that, I had chills running down my spine all the way from my neck. I quickly put my bicycle in gear and rode as fast as I could. And when I reached back to the area where all my delivery colleagues are, I told them, What I can say is this was a very haunting experience, and I would not send an order again to Ottawa Road when it's going to midnight, fearing the same thing would happen again. So, how do you guys think about that ghost story? Is it scary or not? So, the next ghost story that is part of this season is the Pontianak food delivery rider ghost story at Boon Lay. Let's go. For today, we have a story from one of a food delivery rider working in the west area near Jurong. And the story starts here. This happened to me one of the nights I work. I usually do my orders at night. I spend a lot of time on the road until sunrise because the weather is more cooling and peaceful. So, one day I was sending one order near Boon Lay area and I was riding on this road by myself when suddenly I smell frangipani flowers or bunga cempaka. It was quite weird because there was not much tree around me or even flowers. The thing is, I am wearing a full face helmet, so how do I smell anything? Unless the source of the smell is inside my helmet or very, very near me. Then suddenly, while smelling, I suddenly heard a woman laughing beside me on my right ear. I sped up the motor, and after a while, I thought, how could someone laugh directly beside my ear? Because the sound felt like it was literally beside me while I'm wearing my helmet. As I continued my journey, I heard it again. And when I looked towards the direction of the sound, there was nothing there. I continued my journey thinking I was tired. Then I looked ahead, continue riding, wanting to reach my destination. I suddenly tilt my head to the right. Until today, this experience left me with goosebumps. What I saw at the side of the road is a lady in white, also known as the Pontianak, with long black hair, standing at the side of the road. I quickly sped up, and after a while, I thought again, maybe I'm just very, very tired. As I sped up and go towards another part of the road, I saw the same thing again. And this time, when I continued riding, I can hear the laughter of the Pontianak. During the laughter, I can also smell the scent of the bunga cempaka. And when I keep riding and faster, trying to reach another part of the road, the smell grew stronger and stronger. And when I look to the right, I keep seeing this thing at the side of the road. But the thing is, if that was a human, how could it be there? Because I'm a fast moving motorcycle. I am riding fast, but it keeps teleporting beside the tree. So as I panic, I rev my motor as fast as I can and I sped. But luckily, I saw a car nearby because I was riding very fast. I knocked on the driver window and the driver rolled down his windows at the red light. And I asked him, "Uncle, you saw the same thing that I saw?" The uncle did not say anything, but he just nodded his head. He told me the road is quite dirty. He drives down here all the time, see many times already. Tell me just to go home, say prayer, bathe, and wash away all the bad luck. Till today, this horrifying story still haunts me when I pass by that road. Very, very scary. The part where he smelled the thing and after that he saw the thing at the side of the road. That would send me chills throughout the whole entire night. So, props to all the food delivery riders. And the next ghost story is the food delivery rider Pocong at Kranji. For today, we have another story from a food delivery rider. And the story starts here. As I glance at my phone, I see I have an order. I quickly press the accept button and see where is my pickup location, as it's gonna be 12 midnight and I have an order from McDonald's. I went to the location, picked up my order, and quickly hopped off my motorcycle and took the order and put it into the bag. I rode off. The location, anyway, where I am sending is Sungai Kadut Industrial Area. Riding there and finding the location, I did not feel anything weird, as I wanted to get to the location as fast as I can, and I can go back maybe to get another one more order. While riding to that location, bear in mind the location is quite deep, and at that time of the night there isn't cars driving past that road. What I can say is the place is very ulu, or what we call very quiet at night. While riding, everything is fine. And looking at the map, okay, this is the building. So I quickly parked my motorcycle at the side of the road, went towards the gate, and there was the person over there waiting for his McDonald's order. So I quickly passed him the food and went back to my motorcycle. So while going back to my motorcycle, I thought to myself, it's quite weird that there is like people working late at night at this time of hour in the office. Maybe he's the boss, but I did not know. So while I was on my motorcycle, I looked over my shoulder to check if there's anything, because I heard a sound. And when I turned my head, I glanced upon something white passing by very, very fast. Thinking again, maybe I am sleepy, as it is already 12. So I did not think much. I had a long shift. So I get to my motorcycle switch, turn it on, and start the engine. Soon after, I rode off. While riding, I don't know why, but I suddenly looked left into the quiet areas of the industrial buildings. And when I look at the road, I don't know what I saw beside the tree, but what I saw at that point of time was a white figure, all wrapped up, looking like a pocong. I suddenly just slowed down. I did not know why did I do that at that time. I slowed down, looked behind again, and the thing disappeared. Now starting to believe I am sleepy, I ignored it and get back onto the gas and rode my motorcycle out. As I rode again, I look at the tree and I saw this pocong over there, hiding behind the tree, peeking out. I rode slowly and stared at it. At this point, I have goosebumps all over my skin and all the way down to my spine. This cannot be. This is not true. It cannot be, 'cause I'm tired. That's why I'm seeing that. This should be the real thing, I thought to myself. I ignored it, and when I saw the next tree, the thing still come out from the corner. And when I rode past that tree, the thing did not just stare in the direction of where I'm coming from, it also turned. And when I look at that tree, I look back, and I stared at the thing. You know what happened? That thing was staring at me. Having goosebumps, man. And the thing suddenly started hopping towards my direction. I panicked and sped as fast as I can. And while the thing was hopping towards my direction, I looked back while riding, and the thing is able to catch me. At that point, I muttered prayers, and I can hear a noise in my ear, sounding like a growl. I quickly muttered prayers. And when riding back, I felt something on my passenger seat. So I quickly muttered more prayers, and read the verses of the holy book. Scared and a body full of goosebumps, I did not turn back while riding because I'm afraid I would crash if I were to see that white figure on the passenger pillion seat of my motorcycle. But when I was out of the area and the motorcycle is still very heavy, I shouted loudly, "I did not disturb you. Don't disturb me." Suddenly, when reaching out of the Sungai Kadut area, back to civilization, my bike felt like as per normal. The happy ending is when I reached out of Sungai Kadut area, I got another order. So that is the story. Sending order late night to Sungai Kadut area. So, Kranji has a lot of things. When you think of Kranji, you thought it's like maybe it's like Kranji Industrial, or maybe the Kranji, the further back Kranji Dam over there near to Lim Chu Kang. But this is nearer to UT area, but it's still sent to Kranji Industrial. Okay, so the next ghost story, the final one, the 54th ghost story, is the food delivery rider Pocong at Pasir Ris. Let's go. For today, we have another food delivery rider ghost story. So let's go. This story happened to me quite a while ago when I was working out as a food delivery rider on the weekend. The time was roughly 12 to 12:30 a.m. So the story starts here. So I was riding my bike around Pasir Ris area trying to get an order when suddenly I looked at my phone and I unlocked it to see it is an order. The order was from a fast food restaurant in Pasir Ris, sending towards one of the houses in Elias Road. As this was my third day riding as a food delivery rider, I accepted and headed towards the restaurant. So when riding, everything was fine until I reached the restaurant. So when I reached the restaurant, I need to wait for about 15 minutes to get my order, and then I get on my bike and head on the road. Riding and riding. Throughout the journey, it's fine until I reach the entrance towards Elias Road. When I reach the entrance, I look around. It is very quiet at that time for some reason, as there was no much cars. So I rode past the school all the way down until the end. The house I sent the order was facing Pasir Ris Park, so I have to ride all the way down the road and turn left towards the house. As I reach the house, I ring the doorbell and the customer came out. After passing him his food, I was standing there for a while and I slowly make my way back to my motorcycle. Just before getting on top of the motorcycle, I look into the park area, wondering why is it so dark at night and there is no one. Because there's some parks that is very bright at night, which has a lot of lampposts, but for some reason that night, some of the lampposts isn't working. So, looking around, looking at the trees, taking out a stick of cigarette to smoke when I am riding. I look under the tree in the dark. It is very dark, very hazy. Suddenly, I saw what seems to be a figure, just like a human figure, below the tree. I thought to myself, why is there a person in the middle of the park under a very dark tree? After staring it for a while, I realized how dumb I was, as that could not be a human under the tree because it was standing there right behind the tree. So, after that thought came into my mind, I suddenly had goosebumps running from the back of my neck all the way down to my spine. Suddenly, the thing below the tree hopped a bit. At that point, what I know was I froze for a while, and what I know I saw below the tree was a pocong. At that point, I am still facing it. Suddenly, for some reason, through the dark night and under the tree, I managed to see the thing turn towards my direction. And you know what happened? The thing under the tree started to hop towards my direction. At that point, the goosebumps ran wild. My whole hands are filled with goosebumps. And because I'm on the motorcycle and I saw that, I quickly turned on my motorcycle and rev as fast as I can. So, speeding through the road, I look behind and I don't see it anymore. But while riding out of Elias area on the journey, I saw that same pocong behind the tree at the side of the road. The journey out of Elias Road was very panicky because I am very scared of that, because it is one of my fears after watching one of a horror movie. So when I rode out of Elias Road, I joined the main road. Everything was fine so far. There isn't anything wrong. But a very bad smell is stuck in my helmet. The smell smells like a dead corpse, like something that is rotten and spoiled. When I reach Pasir Ris, I call my friends if whether they want to go for supper. So when I meet my friends, I told them the story, and what they told me was Pasir Ris Park is very famous for pocong sightings, and it dates way back to the early 2000s. Okay, so those are the food delivery rider ghost story. I purposely make all the ghost stories for that one season all food delivery riders. So if you got food delivery riders friend, you can share with them, or you got a lot of friends who like ghost story, share with them all these videos, and you guys can binge watch. There's around 50 plus supernatural stories, hours and hours of footage of ghost stories from all the people. If you have your ghost story yourself, you can share in the comment section below, or you can email me at spooks.ffm@gmail.com, or any one of those, okay? Or DM me on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at @elnorfoxes, okay? So thanks for watching. It's been quite a while, so it's like quite hard to talk normally, okay? So like it's quite hard to talk like the script, because usually it's like cha 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 cha, there's like words after words of like there's just words and words and words coming out from my brain when I just look at the camera. But now it's like what should I talk next? What is the next word, you know? So thanks for watching, and good night.